Michelle Mone's latest outburst is very interesting. She's written a furious letter, this time to Keir Starmer, insisting she will not step down from the House of Lords and accusing the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, of endangering her safety. She claims Rachel Reeves' quip at the Labour conference about the government vendetta against her has triggered online abuse and created a risk to her family. There are three problems with her position, each fatal. She doesn't appear to understand the law of peerages. A life peerage is not a club membership she can hand back. Since the House of Lords Reform Act of 2014, a peer may appear to resign or retire from membership of the House of Lords from appearing in the House itself, but the title remains unless removed by an Act of Parliament. In other words, the King strips someone of that title. Only two routes to that exist. Voluntary resignation. Many peers have done this to escape public scrutiny or age limits, or primary legislation, Parliament itself voting to strip the dignity. But there's a problem, because only, although people may not appear in the House of Lords, they cannot renounce their title unless they are an hereditary peer, in which case they have to do so within a very strict and limited period of time after ascending to the peerage. Mone says she won't step down, but she could resign tomorrow if she chose. She could resign from the House, from the Chamber. She's simply not done so. She hasn't spoken or had any dealings in the Chamber since 2022. But, you know, the point is, either she hasn't checked the statute or she finds it politically useful to pretend that she is trapped. Lady Mone has been on an official leave of absence since 2022, so she doesn't need to attend debate. She cannot vote. She cannot play any legislative role. Her threat to stay on is largely symbolic. She's already a ghost peer. The outrage about not stepping down is theatrics. Her seat is empty. The 122 million repayment order against PPE MedPro followed a High Court judgment by Mrs Justice Cockrell. This was a civil contract case. The gowns failed sterility requirements, and the government, originally Conservative, began the lawsuit in the legal process in 2022, and Reeves's quip was political, but not the cause of the litigation, and certainly not proof of unlawful ministerial interference. To conflate a minister's rhetoric with judicial biases to misunderstand or willfully misrepresent the independence of the courts. The wider context is there is significant public anger about Michelle Mone, who originally denied involvement with PPE MedPro and then admitted she and her husband stood to profit tens of millions while NHS staff faced dangerous shortages. Both Labour and Conservative figures now say that she should resign. Reeves is hardly alone. Cases like this fuel calls for a statutory mechanism to expel disgraced life peers without needing a bespoke Act of Parliament. Michelle Mone's defence is empty theatre. She can resign her seat, she just refuses. Her peerage title survives unless Parliament acts, but she's already vacated the Chamber in everything but name. Her legal threats against Reeves, therefore, are bluster. The real issue is reputational. The House of Lords looks toothless when it cannot compel a peer who took public money under false pretences to go. If anything, this saga strengthens the argument for a clean automatic expulsion mechanism for peers found to have misused public funds, so that the future scandals are not drawn out by grandstanding letters and self-pitying claims of persecution.